You're listening to RIAcast, a podcast of the Southwest Florida Real Estate Investment Association. RIAcast brings together a variety of real estate entrepreneurs from all over the world to share tips and ideas. The core purpose of the Southwest Florida RIA is to help members become more profitable and successful through networking, education, and empowerment. Here are your hosts, Jeff Tamarello and Michael Lyons.
Hi, I am Jeff Tamburello. I'm one of the directors of the Southwest Florida RIA, joined by Mike Lyons, the other director, and we have waterfront in New Jersey, Christian Fautz.
Yeah.
So Christian's going to be our speaker at the luncheon. Topic's going to be how to get out of your way in real estate investing, which is really an awesome topic. So tell us a little about yourself, Christian.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually up here in New Jersey. We have a summer home that we use a couple of weeks, and then we Airbnb it the rest of the year. So, yeah, this is actually where my real estate career started. Got involved in real estate as an attorney. I was a practicing lawyer up here, specialized in real estate transactions. And the group that I represented, they were buying, fixing, flipping, buying non-performing notes, rental properties. I saw how much money they were making. So I slowly wanted to get on the other side of the table and started trading my my legal talents for equity in some of their deals. And that's how I learned the ropes. And I've been doing that since, almost 26 years now, and relocated full-time to Southwest Florida in the summer of 2015. So 9 years to the day, and opened up our company, Core Real Estate Properties, where we started developing our own portfolio of rental properties. We're up to 24 doors now in Southwest Florida. And then we also have our fix and flip, properties that we work on as well. We do, anywhere from a dozen to 15 flip properties each year in Southwest Florida.
Excellent. How's the rental property working out for you? How's that going?
The rental properties in Southwest Florida?
Yeah.
They've been going great. We've been really, getting great ROIs on them. The cash flow is, over 10%, between 12 and 20%. It's a combination of, we own mobile homes, we own duplex, and we own single family homes.
Gotcha.
Yep.
That's great. Well, so again, this topic, the thought process, Jeff and I, we plan these meetings out. We kind of base off of a lot of conversations we have, whether it be with other real estate investors within the group, our own experiences, and
Sure.
the thought of like how to get out of your own way. Sometimes I know I'm in my own way sometimes of stopping things from taking place. Like I'm the reason why it doesn't happen. So that's kind of the basis for what we'd have you talk about. And so, I mean, you shared a little bit about your background. Is there anything kind of a tidbit of information you can give in regards to experiences like that, where either someone else was the reason why they didn't accomplish what they should have, or you personally, have you experienced that before?
Yeah, I mean, like what, a couple different areas. I would say, like when I was practicing law up here, in New Jersey, it's an attorney state. So there's no title companies, and you have attorneys that have to do the contract, review the contracts, and they also do the actual closing up here. And a lot of times I saw other attorneys as obstacles, like, hey, let's work together. Like, we all need to, like, we have a common goal here. We want to get this property closed or this property sold. So let's work together. So I think sometimes, as an attorney, I get in my way. Well, no, I need to cross every single, hold on a second. Sorry about that. It's a voice. Somebody was calling me. So, a lot of times as an attorney, you're always like, all right, I've got, I'm protecting, I represent my client. And you don't need to cross every I and dot every, cross every T and dot every I. I mean, there's times where it's like, okay, let's work through this. It's not exactly how, my client wants it, but it's still going to be a win-win situation.
Sure. No, and that makes sense. A lot of times too, Jeff and I've talked about this. A lot of people real estate's exciting. Real estate is a buzzword where people talk about all the time. They want to get involved in it, but a lot of times all they do is talk about it, and
Correct.
They don't get involved. And what are your thoughts on that? Because that happens a lot.
Yes, for sure. And I've mentored a lot of younger, people who wanted to get into the real estate. Some of them have brought me deals like, hey, I really want to learn this. I don't want to wholesale this. I want to stay involved with the deal. I want to JV with you. A lot of times they feel like they need to know everything before they can do a deal. I'm like, no, that's why you're bringing the deal to me, or that's why you're working with this other person, because you're going to learn the pieces that you haven't learned. And a lot of times you're not going to learn everything you need to, watching a YouTube video, or, Googling it. You've got to actually do it, and working with a mentor, somebody that's been through it, done it, made mistakes, had successes. You're going to learn from them. I mean, you can fast track yourself 10 times over by working with somebody who's gone through those issues.
Makes sense. Jeff, what are your thoughts on that? You dealt with this for a long time. I mean, anything you can ask Christian when it comes to.
No, as far as doing it, I'm getting ready to teach somebody how to drive a boat. And I'm like, how you learn to drive a boat? You drive a boat.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you get behind a boat, you can play all the video games in the world driving boats. It ain't the same as driving one. Real estate's a very similar experience. You got to do some deals. I'm not saying if you don't know what you're doing, take it down by yourself with, no guidance, no help, no experience. But yeah, it's the biggest thing is you just got to put one foot in front of the other as far as getting out of your own way, the hesitancy and the fear. And then I see, particularly in a lot of wholesalers, they definitely don't suffer from the hesitancy and the fear part of it, just because, they're launching with no, what I would call gravitas whatsoever. They've got, I'm in a couple land wholesaling discords, and you've got people in there asking questions about what should I say to this seller. And I'm like, man, you shouldn't be on the phone if you, don't know that. So it's a really fine mix. And, do you want to be 100%? Like, I was a Marine, so we'd practice a mission 50 times over again. And then the funny part is we always say the no battle plan has survived the line of departure. So, you'd practice this mission 50 times over again. And then as soon as you get in the helicopter, you just completely rewriting the whole thing on the way there once you look out the window and see what you're dealing with. So, yeah, but that's the key to having experience, in my opinion, or having somebody with experience in the deal, because you know where the pivots are.
Yeah. And one thing too, is there's a lot of things that don't stick out initially when doing a deal that, like you said, like you mentioned, Jeff, when you go to battle, it's totally different than what you plan on doing. And in real estate, you buy property, you think you have everything squared away. You got your floor picked out. There's no issues with this or that. It's all good to go. It's always different than what you expect. And that's okay. You got to still move forward and have a plan. And like Jeff said, pivot when needed. So,
absolutely. But that comes from, like what Jeff said, repetition, right? Repetition, doing it over. You're encountering different issues, and you got to roll with the punches. That's the key thing. I think you just got to keep your head up, and there's always going to be a solution. I mean, sometimes you get into things, whether it's buying a rental property that you thought was going to be an easy, get up and running, and all of a sudden you run into something. So you've got to be prepared. Like in that example, like, hey, I got to make sure I have the cash flow myself to support this property. If I thought I was going to get in there, get it shined up, and get it ready to be rented in 45 or 60 days, you run into a small issue. Now all of a sudden you're 120 days out because you had a hiccup. You got to be prepared for that. All of a sudden you're like, well, how am I paying this note? Or if I have hard money and you didn't prepare for that, then you've got issues.
Yeah, that makes sense. Having a plan and then being able to pivot. Jeff and I have talked about it so many times where sometimes we get so stuck in, no, this is how it's supposed to be. But business, deals change. What you find once you get a deal, it changes. Unexpected, issues that come up that you had no idea from the get-go. So
the minute the demo's done on the rehab, everything always changes.
Yeah. You do the demo, you're like, oh, that's got to be changed too.
As soon as that first drywall comes out, everything just changed. So you find all kinds of stuff.
So true.
It's the same thing with the economy, right? Like people who bought rental properties, maybe 6 months ago, they had a different trajectory or projection of what the rents were going to be. We all know rents are going down. They kept going up, and up, and people that were buying property thinking, oh, well, I'm going to raise this up. Now they have to readjust their portfolio because rents are not going up.
It's so true. No, it's so true. And being able to pivot and change that's one. The whole getting out of your way. We like the topic we talked about is sometimes I think we're just stubborn. One, we either don't make a decision, or we're so stuck on the decision we did make, we can't adjust it all, and you get in a bind. Get in a bind real fast.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to be able to pivot, and that's a success, trait in any type of business.
Sure. No, it's
right?
So true. Well, Christian, we sure appreciate your time today, and looking forward to your presentation. And nice view, by the way. Get on the water when we're done here and enjoy it. So,
well, yeah. I'm enjoying my last 24 hours before I get back to the humidity. 75 here, low humidity. So I'm soaking it all in. So otherwise I'd be dripping sweat.
What kind of fish are in the water behind you? What would we catch if we were up there?
There's a fluke or flounder. You also have stripers that are going to start running soon in the next few weeks. So there are stripers that are running here. So depends. In the ocean, that way is we have bluefish running right now.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they're fun. Can't eat them. They're not good to eat. They're very oily and stuff. But yeah, definitely fun to catch. They're kind of like I would equate it with a tarpon.
Oh wow, that sounds fun. Yeah. Well, we'll hit you up the next time. We'll go with
All
you.
right.
So,
absolutely.
Cool.
All righty. Have a great day.
We appreciate you, man. We'll see you at our coming presentation. So
you got it. Have a great day.
You guys too. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
This concludes this edition of RIAcast. Be sure to subscribe to receive our next episode. You can also subscribe at our website, www.swflreia.com. See you at a meeting soon. Please let us know if you have a suggestion for a future episode.